Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to your weekly energy update. We're looking at the week of December 11th through December 18th, and this week we do look at self-love, self-worth, and relationships. Now, we are moving toward the end of the influence of the eclipses, which ends around December 22nd. And, well, of course, we also have the Mercury retrograde pre-shadow starting on December 13th. So we're already going to start to feel the tide coming in, where it's not for our benefit, for the most of the energy that we're investing to launch new things and to kind of try to head outward into new things, but to kind of repair our nets, use the time for reflection during the Mercury retrograde. The pre-shadow, we start to feel everything, and then the retrograde will hit, and then we'll eventually get into the post-shadow again. But it's a good time to review old relationships, not start new ones, like brand new ones. We can always start relationships with people we already know, but not like starting something brand new, like someone that we haven't met before. Around relationships. And then also it's a time where someone from the past can come back. Oh no, I know, don't worry. It's always for us. So some great energies happening this week with that, the pre-shadow of all the reflection. It's a great time for us to learn a lot and move forward. So we'll be asking for the reading for this week. Where can you reflect on about self-love, self-worth, and relationships that will help you along on your path? So, of course, we're going to do readings for each individual zodiac sign, and we're jumping into yours right now. All right, Aries, this is your weekly energy update. We're going to start off pulling a card here from the Journey of Love deck. And all the cards I use in a reading I do list in the description box below. So if any of them catch your fancy and you want them for yourself, then you know where you can pick those up. So let's take a look here and see what Spirit and Creator have for you on what they feel you can reflect on regarding self-love, your self-worth, and relationships. So they do want that one right there. And you have Fire and Ice, Aries Fire, card number 37. Beautiful card there, and we will put that right over here. And let's see what message comes in here. So you are learning to hold the tension of opposites, of those things that don't immediately seem to go together within your being, without collapsing into confusion, judgment, or denial. There is passion and serenity, creation and destruction, new life and death emerging within you, within your relationships. Sometimes this is hard to handle. We want to make things simpler, to just let go of the conflict and complexity and choose one or the other. You are a grand enough soul to be able to withstand the rigors of depth, to go deep, to live fully, to let the divine have its way through you requires a willingness to stand at the center of the pairs of opposites and eventually know that they are connected to each other, that they exist only in relationship to each other, to breathe and simply be. If you are consciously feeling the conflict in your life, internally or externally, then you're being initiated through fire and ice. Stay present, be patient, and wait. There's nothing to fix here, just awareness to step into as divine creation continues to unfold through you. As you master this initiation, you will find a sweet nectar of bliss dripping within. This oracle brings you guidance that the conflict you feel within or externally is a sign of your spiritual growth. Soon you will grow larger than the conflict, but for now, you do not need to engage in it. Simply to be present to it and allow it to work its way through you until you're strong enough to have outgrown the conflict, giving rise to clear direction. It may seem impossible, beloved, but it is not. You are a vast being. So give yourself a chance to realize this and have patience. All is becoming, including you, according to the perfection of the divine design. This oracle brings specific guidance on any relationship matter requiring a decision. Until you have simple clarity in your heart, beyond the pushing away and the pulling closer, then it is time to wait, for there is more yet to be revealed. Only when your heart speaks clearly, then will you do well to act as feels truthful for you. I like it. So definitely there is this push and pulling of opposites, right? And you, again, they're putting you at the center of it so you can understand that there is not left or right when you're able to look at, it's like darkness and light. When does light become dark? When does dark become light? Where on the scale? It varies. It doesn't go like from light to dark. It goes light to not as light, to semi-light, to grayish light, to medium gray, to darker gray, to very, very dark gray, to light black, to black, right? So there's all this stuff in between. It's not black or white. I feel like they're really showing you the contrasts, that there are opposites, but also the fogginess of when the opposites change, right? And so this awareness. Let's take a look here too. We're going to look at the power of surrender cards here and see what else they have to add to that fire and ice and just sitting in those opposites and being comfortable with that. All right. Okay. They do want to give you 2. So we will give you 2. So you have surrender the drama. So that must be the one extreme, right? So no matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. So staying in the center, like this was saying that you're standing in the in-betweens. And then you have surrender to prayer. And that says, give yourself over completely to prayer. And when you pray from your heart, you will be heard through the universe, and answers and support will arrive. I like that for you too, because that's about talking to spirit, right? Surrender to having a conversation with spirit, which also requires us to shut up and listen, right? That's the 2 sides of prayer, the opposites. Talking and listening. And then we also will pull from the Naked Heart Tarot here and see what else Creator and Spirit have for you, Aries. So what else for Aries? Okay. What else? All right. So those cards we're wanting to flip over. We'll just turn them over so I'm not distracted. And what else, please? Okay, and that one. All right. So let's scooch these out here. And we will start with this one down here. And you have the Temperance, balance, opposite sides of the scale there. So on one side is the fire, one scale is the ice, right? It's like the fire color, the ice color. So there is this balancing out of things, understanding, that there is both, and that both are here on purpose, for purpose, because we come down here to experience contrast. We come down here to embrace it, because when we're just back home, we're bright beings of light. We don't know who we are until we come down here and experience darkness. Unconditional back home, conditional here. Joy over there, sadness and depression and over here. So there's this opposites that we come down here to experience so we can more fully understand who we really are. And that's the whole part of the journey. So I like that they're zeroing in on here on that for you. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. When we realize that, we don't look at everything as so dismal and lacking. We realize that everything that's unfolding for us is unfolding for us, not happening to us. And so there's this great abundant feeling that comes flying in for us when we realize that, because then we don't look at things as lacking in the outside world. We understand we have everything we need in each moment for what we want to learn and what we want to go through. And so it does end up changing the way we perceive things, which takes you into this letting old patterns go, old ways of looking at things, old cycles, and a new adventure begins with the zero, with the full card. So you definitely do open up to things here and allow yourself to see it through new eyes. And then you have the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is about like energy blocks. Wands are like your drive, your ambition, your passion, your inspiration, your overall energy. And with the 9, it does usually have this big barricade of 9 wands. And you're learning your power, you're stepping into your power, which allows you to remove one of those Ace of Wands, which allows you to walk through any barricades. And so as you're experiencing this, these opposites, and surrendering the drama, connecting to the higher realms, you're realizing that, oh, I see where my energy is the only one that can keep me from going directions. And I want to look into that and see, is it from my highest experience to flow through that? And if so, you're able to really ground yourself and move that one out of the way, which opens a space for you to slide through. But if it's also not in your best interest to go forward and go in an area that would be dramatic, maybe that little blind is there for a reason. Those 9 poles, those 9 stabs, maybe they are there for a reason, and allowing yourself to keep yourself out of harm's way, to keep you from wasting your energy into something that's not going to be for your highest. Then you have the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups does talk about emotional confusion. You can kind of see here how this giraffe has fog around their head, and it's because they are trying to figure out which emotions, what wishes are truly theirs, and what you're wanting to truly have. We have that opposites that goes on when we have all these small t truths of the human, these fears of losing conditional love. And we've created all these rules because of praise and punishment when we were younger, usually trying to avoid pain, trying to have pleasure. And when that happens, and we're kind of torn in these different directions, because on one hand, one part of us is saying that it wants this, it wants this, it wants this. And then the other side is like, I fear this, I fear this, I fear this. And there's like this, just this conflict that happens with the emotions. And then you have the Innocence of Cups. So here is the Page of Cups, new love. This is the love from above. This is who you really are. And so you're connecting to the higher realms. You're connecting to this beautiful unconditional love from above, which helps resolve this, because when you experience it, there's no doubt what you want, which is the Ace of Cups. When you're not, then you're walking through here and you're kind of confused about which to choose from, because you don't have the clarity like you do once you go through here. And then you have the Movement of Cups too. So the Knight of Cups, which is all about questing after that. So you're realizing through all of this that your true goal is to discover that unconditional love that only the Creator can have for you, the Source can have for you, that, the outside world, it's all that small t truths, the conditional love, the limiting love, the restrictive love, a love you can lose at any second, compared to an eternal, unconditional love that never ends, because it's eternal and nothing you can do to lose it, because it's unconditional. So this beautiful clarity that comes in here too about the supposed opposites, but you really start focusing more on what you want rather than what you don't want. Rather than focusing on the conditional, you're able to really balance things out in such a big way here. And then your final message is going to be from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. And this is going to be your final message for this reading for this week. So what's your final message for Aries, please? Okay. They do want that one right there. And you've got Darkness, Long Night Moon, card number 40. I love that rabbit down there in the corner. Card number 40. We'll put that right over here. Kind of reminds me of the Fool card, getting ready to start off on a new adventure here. But let's see what it brings in here for you. It says you are entering a time of introversion, a leaner time, or a time to turn inward to plan and strategize. It's time to do shadow work, which will bring big dividends later on. So realize what no longer works for you and release that. And the little affirmation for this card is the darkness needs to be there as much does the light. One of the earliest human fears is said to be a fear of the dark. We fear what we can't see, and we fear what may be hiding. In reality, the dark is as important as the light. In nature, there are many nocturnal animals that go about the business of living under the moon, not the sun. The darker times of the lunar and seasonal cycles signal a time to naturally turn inwards, to stay close to home, to look at ourselves, and to plan for the light. In the northern hemisphere, the long night moon usually occurred in December, around the winter solstice. And this is when the nights are indeed long and the hours of sunshine short. It's cold and people would begin to be snowed in. It is during these long nights we can begin to do our shadow work, undertaking the self-reflection needed to identify what isn't working for us and what might be causing us pain. This could be a bad habit, a destructive pattern, a recurring useless fear, or anything that holds us back from being the best we can be. Once we see these aspects of ourselves in the dark, we can simply decide whether they must go. We can decide to release them once and for all. We get to transform. And the companion stone for that is the Onyx card. So definitely transformative energy with that, being able to really understand what is of true darkness and what is of true light. But I love the balancing and the opposites, because we do get to experience and understand who we are so much more. It's like breathing air. You're breathing air all the time, but you don't realize it until you're 6 feet underwater, looking up at air and going, that is air, because this is non-air. And in experiencing both, you appreciate both so much more than you would having not experienced both sides. And it releases us. And then we, of course, start swimming back to surface because we need air to breathe. So we will move back to air up above as our goal as well. So I love the darkness and the light, the contrast, that story that's coming in here, because it's very important for our journey. So I love this just a new awareness that comes in so much here, connecting to the higher love, allowing to eradicate some of these small t truth beliefs that no longer serve you, so you're ready to release that which doesn't serve you anymore and really question, what are those capital T truths that are rooted in unconditional love. So I do love this journey for you, Aries. That is all that I have for you this week. So we're going to leave the reading there. If you'd like more messages of love from above and are enjoying this content, if you give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button, and then by clicking the subscribe button, you're given access to the notification bell. When you go in there, there's an option for all. If you select that, then you will be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Plus, you'll also be notified when I go live to provide free readings on YouTube. Doing those things also helps spread the Zen love, and it does help the channel grow in significant ways. So if you like or share one of my videos, subscribe to my channel, comment on any of the videos, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so happy, wants to automatically share the videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of that, please know I'm ever so grateful. And the readings that I do here publicly are, of course, general readings. And if you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings. And all that information is listed in the description box at the video below. So, lovely people, as you go throughout this weekly adventure, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. We'll be talking soon. But in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.